Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Crypto Zag, and I'm glad you're here at the site or at this channel or wherever you might be checking me out. I'm dedicating this one to crypto mining. I have done crypto mining videos in the past, but I think this particular one I want to kind of show you my account directly and show you what I'm doing and what kind of money I'm making and so on and so forth, right? I think it's important to know what the price of Bitcoin is right now. So let's take a look. Price of Bitcoin for one Bitcoin is $14,360. So it's actually going up. Okay. For euros, it's 12,000 euro. Also going up. Wow, 12,000 even. What's the chances of me hitting that number in front of me, having that number in front of me so even like that? In British pounds, 10,460. In Canadian dollars, 17,880. In Australian dollars, 18,110 Australian dollars. So that is where we're at with Bitcoin at the moment. So also, by the way, this is the site. Every day we're trying to kind of make this site better and better. So we are making it somewhat of a resource. The things that we go to all the time to get to certain places of the site, information that we need, I figured, why don't I just pass that to you guys so you guys can use it, you know, like you can see down at the bottom, there's a little ticker feed that shows, you know, the popular cryptos that are out on the cryptocurrencies that are out right now. And so we just provide that information. If you go to the blog itself, you'll see the last posted blog that we've done, which is also about Bitcoin mining, but that one's a little different than the one I'm going to show you today. Exchanges, you know, Binance, Coinbase, Qcoin, you know, the things that we go to ourselves to try to find, to log in. Cloud mining, which I'm going to be dealing with today. I'm going to show you one of the cloud mining accounts that we have. Helpful links. This is also very helpful because these links, like if you want to know about the market cap for cryptocurrencies, you just click on that. If you want to know about search for blockchains or find particular addresses within a blockchain, that's where you go. If you want a hardware wallet, one of the ones that we endorse is the Ledger wallet, and so on and so forth. So it's a very helpful place. Also, by the way, you can just fill out the form. If you need to get in touch with us at all, just fill out the form. Get in touch with us. Let us know what cryptos that you use, so we can kind of, know where you're at in the space. Maybe you don't use any. If you don't, just say none there. And let's just kind of leave a message with us, and we'll try to, communicate with you, and hopefully we have an answer for you, okay? So now I'm going to go back to cloud mining. That's the whole point of this video. Cloud mining, Hashflare. We're going to walk into Hashflare's door, just like that. That's where you register, by the way. But we're going to actually log in because I already have an account. So I'm going to log straight in. You may see my email address and password blurred right about now. Well, I do that because, we got to be safe, y'all. Got to be safe. I'm not a robot. Click that. Press log in. And even to be extra safe, anybody that opens up one of these accounts, I think it's important. I shouldn't say think. I know it's very important that you should know that you should have this authentication happening always on your sites, especially when it comes to money like this, right? You want to protect your site as much as you can. And the best way to do it is with authentication, like this Google authentication, that sort of thing. Maybe I should talk about that as much and also add that to my site as far as a link goes for helpful links, because this is something that is quite important, and I'm going to type mine in right now. Where am I at? Hashflare. Mine is 072747. Now, the reason why I don't mind telling you or saying that number out, because that number changes every 15 seconds, literally changes, so that there's no way you guys could possibly know the next time I type that in what the number will be. So that's what's awesome about this. It's better than SMS. Anyway, let's get to the account itself. This is the account. Check it out. Yes, I got a couple of things blurred on this account, but forgive me, privacy is by all means the most important thing that any of us can have, especially when it comes to our money. Now, before this video, maybe a few weeks ago, maybe even a few days ago, there used to be, like here, you see right here where it's in yellow, kind of a yellow color. Right above it was in red, where they were cutting off all transactions. So you couldn't actually do a transaction on Hashflare currently, because they had it locked off because there was so much activity that was happening with unconfirmed transactions. Okay, so if you could read this, I'll just read this Dear Users update here. It says, and this is of January 6, 2018, BTC, Bitcoin withdrawals are enabled in limited mode with the minimum withdrawal amount set to 0.05 Bitcoin. All right, so you guys are wondering how much that is? Well, let me go. I'm going to go ahead and copy that right now. I'm going to go to Freeways. Actually, if you just go to Google, you don't even have to go to a calculator. Just type it in Google and just say $2 US, which that's what I'm going to be doing. 0.05 Bitcoin to US dollar. What does that turn out to? That means $710.50 based on the current price of Bitcoin. So it's basically saying that I cannot withdraw any less than this amount, $710, which is 0.5 Bitcoin. Let me get back to it. So, which is 0.5 Bitcoin, in order to withdraw that and have that into my personal wallet, right? So we always have to keep that in mind. And then it says that the network fee amount is going to be this amount, right? So any time they need to send that money to me, this is the amount that I'll be paying within the network fee. So let me show you what that is. If I select this and I do that, I'm going to have to pay a little under $10 every time I do a transaction with them. Okay, that's going to be the network fee of sending that money to me. So just minus that $710, and you will probably be paying about $700 roughly, depending if the or basically 0.0007 for that transaction. We are working on changing the method of creating transactions to batches of multiple withdrawals to reduce the time it takes withdrawals to reach the destination wallets and to reduce the network fee for our customers. So they're working on trying to make that happen. I believe they'll get it done. This is a legit company, you guys should know. Because of the all-time amount of unconfirmed transactions to the Bitcoin network, the network fee, commission fee in Hashflare fluctuates. So it's just basically telling us that it's going to cost a little bit more money, occasionally, depending on how many unconfirmed transactions that are occurring. Now, what is an unconfirmed transaction? You guys are probably asking. Well, let me try to show you what that is. Again, this link is also available on my site. So if you go to my site, you can go directly to this page as well. These are literally the unconfirmed transactions that are occurring as we speak right now. When you look at this number, if you go through my site and look at it, you will probably see a different number. Hopefully it will be less than this number and not more. If it's more than this number, that means once again, that's going to be bottlenecking the payments through the Bitcoin network entirely, and you may have to pay larger fees, or it may take longer for you to get your Bitcoin transmitted or received, depending on what part of that scenario you're on. So right now there's 158,000, more or less, transactions that are unconfirmed. Now that number, I've seen it as high as 200,000, over 200,000. I've seen it as low as like 17,000. So this is something that is it's fact of life in Bitcoin space until the technology is able to grow with the speed and demand that is currently happening. As you can see, these transactions that are going down, these are literally transactions as we see them. They're live. This is the transparency of Bitcoin. You guys, people want to know about transparency. Well, this is it. Now, there's no name attached to these transactions. There's no person attached to it. But the transparency lies within the address, whether it's the sent address or the receive address, right? If you look on the right-hand side, you can look at the numbers. Now, you have to look at them pretty fast. You can count them. Like there was 52,000 there. I feel like one of those auctioneers or something. 52,000, there's a 55,000, there's a 6,000 transaction, there's a 76 transaction, there's a $784,000 transaction, there's a $5,000 transaction. You'll see transactions that are worth $1 million, you guys here. Those that don't believe Bitcoin is real, that it's real money, Take a look at these transactions. The name I'm running, the $60,000 transaction right there, $1,000 $79 transaction, $119 transaction, $779,000 transaction. These are real transactions, real money, folks. Don't believe the other things that people say about it not being real. It's 100% real. So let me step back here. So I wanted to show you that. And it also says, and so there's another dear users information here. They're talking about transfers that need to occur. Oh, I guess I'll read it. Wire transfer payments made. And by the way, there's different ways of being able to pay into these accounts. And one of the ways is being either with cryptocurrency, with Bitcoin itself, or through a wire transfer. So that's what they're talking about here in this blue box. Wire transfer payment methods is temporarily available only for orders over $500 US dollars. So if you want to do an order under that, you can't do it. It's not possible right now. You got to be spending at least $500 in order to get a contract with these folks. And they're doing that kind of because there's such a demand for this that they can't afford to have people come in at $10, $20, which before you were able to do that, and do a transfer of that amount, because it is not worth it to them at this point. The cost factor is involved. Now, I believe you could still buy lower fee accounts, but I think that's probably one of the reasons through growing pains that they're having to deal with right now, especially with the demand. All invoices in our systems are generated in US dollars. However, currently we are only accept wire transfer made in euro, according to the exchange rate here. So they only accept transactions made in euro. You understand? They're a European company, first of all. You guys should know that. They're located in Estonia, right? So that's probably why they only accept them in euro. Now, if you're in the US, you can transfer monies using euro. I mean, that's not an issue. You can, I believe, I don't know if you can actually send money US dollars and they'll convert it to euro. I don't really understand that part of it, but I'm sure, that you can definitely do it in euro, as it says here. Can't be 100% sure what that means, but that's what that says. Now, let's get to the bread and butter. This is my CryptoZag page, right? This is where our dashboard that shows the kind of money that we have, hopefully going to be accumulating over time. And currently, if you look down here at the bottom, you will see that it says that we have 15.81 terahash power. And all that basically means is that the higher that amount is, the more power you have in order to mine Bitcoin, okay? So that's basically what it means. So the higher that number is, the more Bitcoin you can mine. Okay, simple as that. Next to that is the pool, and this pool can be adjusted any way you want. Right now, I have it adjusted to the F2F pool and the Ant pool. Now, people are asking this question, and I had this question for a long time. It's like, what are pools? What is that all about? Well, again, if you go to our page, CryptoZag, and you click on Helpful Links, when you click on that, you'll see something down here that says Bitcoin mining stats, right? Click on that, and that'll take you to this page that shows you all the pools that are located here. I might end up naming that to Bitcoin mining stats /pools, so you guys know where to click. But anyway, if you go to this will take you to this, and this will show you all the major pools that are currently in the world, all right? And a lot of them are, relatively small, but if they're on this list, they're big, right? Because they're the biggest pools that you can be a part of. So they're large in that respect. And as you can see, the largest one is this 24% is the BTC pool, which is a pool in China. It's a Chinese pool, right? And the Ant pool is 18%. Now, the larger pools that you're into, the better your chances of having Bitcoin mined. Okay, that's kind of how that works. So the larger the pool, the better your chances. So what I've done is I've set up to the BTC and the Ant pool mine. So let me go back to Hashflare, and as you can see, if you click on here, or here, yeah, you see, I actually, ant pool, I'm not on the feature, I'm here. I'm on the F2 pool. I thought I was on the other one. I thought I was on that one. Okay, well, maybe not. Maybe on the F2 pool. Where's the F2 pool at? Oh, right here. I'm on this F2 pool, and the F2 pool is 6.3%, right? So that's what I'm on right now. Ant pool, I'm also on, as you can see that. Oh, I thought they had a PTC part of that. I guess not. I am mistaken. They don't have that. So anyway, those are the pools I have it on. You can change these pools once a day if you'd like. You can change the 60-40 or 40-60 or anything related to that. So you always have access to that. You can add an additional pool if you want. See here, I can say add a pool, and that would allow me to add one of the 3 pools that Hashflare is actually a part of, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to change any of those. I'm going to keep them the way they are. I'm happy with the results of those pools. And then here it shows you the revenue per terahash, and this is like a chart that shows you the revenue based on that. And this revenue forecast on the right is where you can see actually the monies that you're making, literally making with this. So here with my 15.81% terahash, I'm making $29.76 a day, okay? Minus fees, right? Because there's a fee that they charge for mining per day on this account. So just imagine there's probably maybe a 15%, between 15% and 20% fee that's going to be taken out per that amount. $200 a week is also available in this. That's how much I make in a week. And per month, it's roughly a little under $900 a month. For 6 months, $5,000, and for a year, it's $10,000, close to $11,000 a year. And this is based on the current level of Bitcoin, right? So right now, Bitcoin is at, what did I say, US dollar wise? It's 14,000. Now, I've seen these numbers fluctuate and be almost double this amount, right? Why? Because Bitcoin was almost double what it is currently at 14,000. So imagine for a second if Bitcoin hits $25,000. This is what some people that talk about in these videos, they don't kind of push on, is that if it goes up in price, which most likely it will. I mean, if you look at the trajectory of Bitcoin in the last couple of years, they've gone up. Actually, since the beginning, it's gone up. It's always gone up. So why would it change, and why would it be any different, right? So with those numbers going up, that means your forecast numbers will also go up, which means you make more money based on the Bitcoin, because you're not being paid in cash. You're being paid in Bitcoin. So that 0.5%, 0.05, or whatever that number is, of Bitcoin, that one Bitcoin, or if you own white Bitcoin, if you have one Bitcoin in the bank and the price goes up, what? That one Bitcoin, it's worth whatever the price is at that point. Yes, if it goes down, it's worth less, but let's be optimistic here, right? It goes up, you make more money. Well, in this forecast, it's the same thing. Why? Because it's Bitcoin that you're mining. So that means that your Bitcoins that you're mining will become more valuable. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, if you want to know how much I paid for 15.81% terahash, or actually I should say how much it's worth, then let me pull that. I'm going to pull this lever here, and this is what gives you the amount in pricing, right? If you look down here, you'll see that when I pull this to like 1 terahash, it shows me that I have 1 terahash, which is 1,000 gigahash. And it shows an amount of $220 or 0.0152900 Bitcoin that I will have to pay for that amount. That's how much 1 terahash is, right? Now, if you look down here, I got 15.81 terahashes. So if I scroll over to get to that number, let me see if I can get to it. Let me get to it. Okay, I'm at 6.16 terahashes. You'll see that number is now closer to the 1851, which means that you will have to pay $3,520 or 0.24464000 Bitcoin, okay? That's what it's going to cost for you to buy that amount. So now that might be over some of y'all's budgets. If it is, I would say start off small. Start off at $200. Start off at a number that is reasonable for you. You can even do less if you want, right? But I would say, look, Do less if you can't afford any if you can't afford $220. I completely understand. Do less, and I'll tell you why it's worth doing less. Okay, even though I'm only getting paid 29, 30 bucks a day, this is why it's almost better to think this way. It's because if you look at the top here, they have something on this button on the far right. It's called reinvest, and what you can do is you can click on that. You can open up this, and you can press on reinvesting in either Bitcoin, which is hash 256. Or you can reinvest in script, which is Litecoin, right? That's Litecoin. This is Bitcoin, okay? I know it doesn't say Bitcoin, Litecoin, but that's what they are, right? So if you reinvest that hash 256, what ends up happening is that all the money that you make from mining will automatically be reinvested in your account. And when that reinvestment occurs, this number that says right now for me 15.81 will increase. I can't say the word right now. Incrementally, excuse me. But it'll go up, and then when it goes up, that means that you have a better chance of mining, right? Now these contracts are for a year, by the way. They're 1-year contracts. But and they changed that. A lot of people were upset about them changing from lifetime contracts to 1-year contracts. Well, I got to tell you, I really don't understand what the big fuss is. Because a 1-year contract is all I would ever really want. And if you want it to be longer than that, set up your reinvestment. Because every time you reinvest, that's a new contract, right? So if you reinvest and it shows that you invest, point something Bitcoin or whatever, and you reinvest it and your hash goes up, it starts from the day of that reinvestment that year, right? So say you do it for the next 90 days, you reinvest each day. Well, that means that you have 90 days of reinvestment for each of those times that it reinvested, right? So that means if your contract was for a year, it's now for like a year and 90 days. But it drops incrementally one at a time, because it's 1 day less each time that you've paid, right? Because, it's like 165 days for all of them, then 164 days for one less, another 163 days for one less, of the contracts, and so on until it gets to zero. So, but if you have it continuously reinvesting, then it's like having a lifetime, basically, if you do that. Now, I wouldn't suggest you reinvest like for a year or something, because you got to get your money out of it, right? So you got to figure out what is the best formula that works for you. You can turn on or off reinvestment very easily, and it just takes a day to implement the reinvestment for the next day, something like that. So that's all it is. So anyway, $30 a day, that's awesome. I think that's great. $30 a day that we're making right now, that's money that is passive income for the 15 terahash. For the year, it's $10,000 for that year. So if you invested basically this 16, if I go to the 16 terahashes and I pay 3,520, and these numbers look the same as mine, which are, let's just say $30 a day. In a year, you make $10,100. Well, that's that's a $7,000 profit on a $3,500 investment. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's worth it. I mean, I think that amount is worth it if you spent that kind of money, right? Now, you can spend as much as 100. You can buy 100 terahash, and that would cost you $22,000 to purchase. And with that, you'd make hundreds of dollars a day, literally hundreds. Actually, maybe even more than that. Maybe closer to $1,000 a day or somewhere around there. So, and these are real numbers again. They're real numbers, and I cannot tell you. They're real. They're completely real, guaranteed. I showed you that. I'll show you again. Let me just show you again. Unconfirmed transactions. And these are the confirmed transactions that are going through now. You see those numbers on the right? Those are real numbers, 14,000. Somebody got 14,000. They can transfer it over to Coinbase, and they can cash out and get that money delivered in US dollars or whatever denomination of the country that they're in. They can get that money, right? These are real dollars. These are real money. That's why it has a dollar sign in front of it. Why? Because it's real money, right? It's real dollars and cents. So that makes this stuff real dollars and cents as well. You know what I'm saying? That makes all these numbers real. So don't trip. get into this. I mean, don't trip. I've been trying to tell folks to try to get into this, and man, people just drag their feet. They're like, I don't know. I think they're scared. I think people are frightened of it, and I understand because it's a new territory. It's like the Wild Wild West. It's unregulated. This company Hashflare is located in Estonia. We have no rights or jurisdictions to sue that company if they do something wrong or incorrect. Out there. But you know what? This is a company I would trust, at least to the point of being able to make an investment like this. And look, you can get this investment paid back to you like in 90 days. So, give it 90 days to get the money back, and then everything else is profit. So you can get your return on your investment, and then, go that route, just to see what's up. But anyway, I would suggest to get into it. This is, you can also hold your Bitcoin and hope the price goes up, and then at that point you can make money with it. But I'm a big firm believer that passive income in this sort of environment is right on. If you want to find the best company that's doing it right now, one of the top 3, I would say, is Hashflare. So that's where I'm at with that. This is Crypto Zag. Let me click on the site so you guys can see it again. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that stuff. Even the Telegram account we have. Got a Telegram account. Nobody's a member of it right now. But I'm hoping one of you guys will decide to walk in and hang out. Any of the links that I have up here that lead you to, and I like to be full disclosure, any of the links that I have lead up to like this Ledger wallet, I get credit for that, right? Why not? I figured I'm giving you guys information free. Click on one of those links and that'll give me credit for whatever you buy, right? If you decide to go to one of the exchanges, the top, I believe all of the exchanges, but maybe 1 or 2, I don't have affiliate links for. So if you click on Binance, for instance, which is my favorite exchange at the moment, Coinbase is one of the necessary exchanges that you need to have if you want to go from cash to coin to Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum. Click on any of those. I get credit for that too. So please, definitely click on those things. That gives us credit. And share. You let folks know about the channel. As you guys like the information, I'm going to give you more information as well. I'm going to continue to do this. At a layman type of mentality. I don't think a whole lot of people are technical out there. I'm a technical guy, but I don't talk like one. So I just want to show you guys what's up. Anyway, Crypto Zag is in the house. And like I said, when fiat zig, check it out. We zag. Take it easy. Take care of yourselves and each other.